what you're wearing right now, and maybe ladies can just make sure you go subscribe to our YouTube channel to see. But what you're wearing right now is really stands out. It's bold. It could, like, it's a statement as well, and I think that's what you are going after.
Yeah,
right?
It's like when I'm here, I'm here.
You know
You'll
what I mean?
see me. I enter a room, you see me.
What's your favorite? I don't know. Where do you get your materials from? And like, what's your favorite print? What's your favorite fabric to use when it comes to your design?
I mean, we source our fabrics from different parts of Africa.
Okay.
For us as a brand, it's not just African prints. It's not just the name African prints, because every country has its own different patterns, and it's the story behind the patterns for us. That's why the brand is very close to my heart, because we don't just go source fabric. We go, okay, the Zulu fabric. Why that? Because sometimes you appropriate things when you don't know. There's a culture appropriation because you don't know what it's about. You use it the wrong way and it's disrespectful to somebody, and that is the last thing we want to do as a brand and as a person. For me, that is the last thing I want to do. So yeah, I mean, I like all fabrics. I'm not going to be selective, and even when it comes to Ethiopian patterns, and it's like what's being part of African patterns, our telet is very delicate, so you have to be able to understand how to work with it. You have to know how to use it, because you can't just stitch or do telet everywhere. So you have to understand the story, and you can't just put it in. I can't put. I'm not gonna say that. No.
But it's what it is. It goes to show how connected you are with your product, with your design, and then that's such a powerful thing. When you're in tune with it, you have such a connection with your product, and that's why it's going out like crazy as well. That's why that is getting accepted, and that's why it's getting the buzz, is because there's a lot. It's not just clothes, it's passion. There is energy there as well to it. I love it. That's for sure. That's for sure.
One thing I wanted to mention was that, like, what do you think would make you stand apart from all the rest of the competition that's out there? And if you were to be known for one thing and one thing only, like, what would you want that to be?
First and foremost, it's not a competition. It's not a competition. It's like in this industry, yes, it's set up as it's a competition against one brand to another. It's not. If you're winning, I'm winning. If I'm winning, you're winning. If I'm winning means I have resources that you can use for me. And same goes when it comes to another brand. I think that's something we need to put out there for everybody else who's growing, and there are people who've already made it who are trying to help us, and we appreciate that so much. I would say, I think the fact that we're very much connected to our roots is what makes us a bit different. You can have the same type of products out there, but it's the story behind it that separates you from the rest, I think. And me, obviously.
Sure. Love the confidence.
It is,
Not everybody has me.
For sure.
Let them know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so tell us about now where Zewd is right now, and the things that you're working on as well.
Okay, right now we're working towards our next solo collection. Yes, we've been working on this collection for almost a year now. Like I say, we had to do research. We had to think about which direction we wanted, and this is going to be the next step for the brand. I can't give you all the information now, but yeah, it's coming soon.
Would you have continued or finished your engineering degree if you had known that you would have wanted to do like fashion for the rest of your life? Earlier?
From a young age, I knew I wanted to be involved in the creative industry, because even when we were in high school, we used to do poetry.
Oh my God! Yeah. That's why actually the first time me and you met was at Thinking Out Loud Poetry.
Yes.
Oh, was that
at the open mic?
At the open mic.
From a young age, I knew I wanted to be involved in the arts, but I do not regret my 5 years at the university, because it has helped me grow into the woman I am right now. And yeah, there's so many things we learned. And we're not gonna go through that right now.
Experiences.
Yeah, there's so many challenges we had to come through, and fashion again is also related to physics. There's numbers. I have to deal with numbers right now when you make patterns, so it's very much so related. And I also would like my parents to be proud of me. And as Africans, having an engineer daughter.
Engineer, doctor, lawyer.
Exactly.
Or there was actually a meme that went on. It was
You're either a doctor, an engineer, or a disappointment. and I refuse to be a disappointment. They work so hard.
I had to do. I know you do what you have to do. But I think that's the kind of mentality that we have to fight as well. You know, especially for those that are going to join college. Whatever it is you want to do, you could be successful at.
I'm not saying they pushed me to do this. I also wanted to study because they always need a backup plan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely. But that's the thing, that the mentality for anybody, just to follow up, for example, to study fashion now, they have to know that the fashion world is open for everyone if they're strong at it, if they're determined, if they have the discipline for it. But back then we didn't really have that kind of mentality, you know what I mean? And I think we gotta be out here motivating, empowering the youth. Speaking of the youth as well, like, as a young entrepreneur as well, and as having your own business and a store and everything that you have going on for yourself right now, which is amazing. So all the young upcoming designers or entrepreneurs, what kind of experience would you like to share with them?
An experience.
What advice would you like to share with them?
I think right now we've seen so many, especially with the young generation, we're starting to see so many movements going on, and we're so proud of that, and I'm very happy to see that. I think the one thing I would say is consistency is key. If you want something to happen, it's not an easy thing. Having your own business, it's not a 9 to 5. It's a 24-hour thing. You don't.
That's why most people get that confused.
Yeah, it's not. I'm always saying you get to work on your own schedule. Yeah, 24 hours.
That's
you wake up, you wake up at midnight, and you're like, I did not do this.
Yeah.
I have to pay this person. I have to finish this. You always have deadlines, and you have to be very consistent with your own schedule. You have to be fearless. You don't have to be scared to ask. The worst thing that could happen is people say no, and then there's always the next person, there's always the next company, there's always something.
There's always an option. If you don't ask, that's a guaranteed no.
Of course, that's a guaranteed no. And another thing I would say is working smart is as important as working hard. You can wake up early and go to bed so late, still not do anything. You have to work smart. And I think that's very important for everybody to know. You have to work very smart. You have to know which directions to go to.
And study the industry well.
Yes.
That's actually a very good one. Ladies and gents, we're talking about some really hardcore information right here, and this is something, just a strong frame of belief that, anything and everything is possible if you put your focus and you're disciplined to it.
And I would also like to say, working like social media, the digital world right now, that's where things are moving towards.
Let's talk about that a little bit as well. Let's touch up on that topic. Tell us about the impact that social media had on Zewd design.
Well, we've been doing okay on social media before the pandemic hit, and it's after that where we as a team, we had to take a step back because we had to close the shop, and it was like as soon as it opened, and then we had to refocus and see what do we do now. So we started to plan and come strong on the social media. So digitally, our presence was there. Everything was calculated. Even if it wasn't, sometimes you just have to post. Sometimes you just have to do people what you're doing, because if you don't tell people what you're doing, nobody's gonna know about it. If I don't know what you're selling, how am I gonna buy from you? So you have to be you have to do something. That's better than nothing. And then you learn, and then you grow from that, and then because for me, I'm so lucky. I have people who studied marketing. I have people who know how to do social media presence, so I learned from them, and then they help me out.
That's actually amazing. You know what I mean? Just being a sponge and consuming information and knowledge from whomever that could help.
Yes.
And taking that to advantage. That's very keen. But I want to go back to COVID. And you said that as soon as you guys opened, that's when COVID hit, and you had to close up shop, right?
Yes.
That must have been a challenging time. Because I could only imagine, you know what I mean? Because I know I run a business as well. So when COVID hit, it was one of the most challenging things that any entrepreneur business owner could go to, because there's certain tests. That's when you are tested. You know what I mean? Tell us about that experience. How did that go?
Well, so as soon as we got the shop, I think it was a month later, COVID hit, and we had paid rent already, so the money was already gone. So I had to sit down and be like, okay, what are we gonna do this space for? So sometimes we use this. We didn't just close it. We used the space for photo shoots. We started renting the space out for videos. If somebody wanted to come shoot videos, like, how much do you want to pay? It's like, cause I still have
the
to.
The grind
pay
has to go on.
It had to continue. But because we were so strong, we came so strong on our social media pages. We were still selling stuff, and we were so lucky we could keep our employees with us even through the pandemic because we were paying them. And we had to rearrange some things. We had to do better working spaces because of what was going on. Yeah. But yeah, it wasn't easy.
But you gotta keep your head up, you know what I mean? Your challenging times are there to pass, not to stay. Yeah. And you gotta just make the best out of it, and that's an amazing thing you did. And I'm glad, digital world is the way to go, ladies and gents. Really understand the social media world.
Social media, that's where
online
it's at
business,
right now.
you know what I mean? Creating websites and selling stuff on different platforms. So now they're doing deliveries as well, man. A lot
everything's happening on your phone. You have your phone, you get everything. Now there's money transfers are
right
also.
here.
It's like it's
right.
we're getting there. One day at a time. We're getting there.
It's one of the things because I went digital as well for my business, and one thing I realized is there's money here in the air. Like it was something that we didn't really comprehend during COVID, but it's right here. We don't see it. It's crazy what. We can't. It's hard to believe what the eyes can't meet. You know what I mean? So, but if you put your perspective to it and the right kind of people on your team, even in the least expectation, even anywhere, you could be able to continue to grind. Yes. So it's a very powerful thing.
With the right team, you can do anything.
Yes. How is that though? Like as well, like when you run a business, a team is very, very crucial. Yes. So
for me, I would say the toughest part for me was letting go. Because I was doing everything. I wanted to do everything. I wanted to be... I mean, you would understand. I wanted to know everything.
I still struggle with that. Oh, my God.
So being able to let
delegate? Oh, my day.
Exactly. So you have to... you have to be able to say, okay, you do this, but report back.
Let me see. And sometimes you be there all the time watching them doing it as well. That's the whole point of delegating.
But for us as a business, our next plan is also to expand. It's like in a 5-year plan is to expand onto different parts of Africa. So I have to be able to let go of some things. I have to be able to delegate some work. And like I said, with the right team, we have the right team with us. So I feel like that's easier for me to do right now.
Oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what the future holds for Zewd. I can't wait to be Zewding myself. You know what I mean?